Today is the first day of February 2014, and our continuing series, Sri Aurobindo Ashram, The Early Years. It is a great honor for me to have Shobha with us today. Welcome, Shobha.
Thank you, Merit.
We wanted to talk about your earliest memories of Sri Aurobindo and Mother. How old were you when you came?
Well, I first came to ashram when I was 9 years old. But I settled here when I was 17.
So you saw Sri Aurobindo?
Yes, I saw Sri Aurobindo many times. Many times.
Can you say anything about his presence when you went before him?
Well, to me he was like a god. Shiva. I used to adore Shiva a lot before I came in contact with Mother and Sri Aurobindo. And when I first saw Sri Aurobindo, that majestic figure sitting really like a god, and I felt, here is my Shiva.
And your first memory of Mother as a child?
As a child, well, as I told you, I came when I was only 9 years old, a little girl. And the first day I came to Pondicherry, it was almost dusk when I was going out with my mother and brother, and we were walking towards the seashore to go to ashram. Suddenly I saw a fountain, artificial fountain with glass tubes and colored water in it. And that little girl, Shobha, at that time was very much fascinated by that show. And I requested my mother and brother to be there for some time to see that show. We got late. When we went to ashram, it was almost evening. And I saw Champaglazi's brother, what's his name? Bansidharji. He was coming out with a big bowl of, with flowers. Many flowers. So he was carrying it like that, and my brother asked him, when is Mother's darshan? He said, Mother's darshan is over, long ago. And actually we didn't know the time, that what time Mother used to give darshan. Anyway, we missed. Bangsidarji went out, and my mother said, let us go to Nalinida and meet him. So when we went, three of us, to Nalinida, and Nalinida told us that Mother's darshan was over. You come tomorrow, you will have her darshan. I was very much scolded by my brother because on the first day, auspicious day, we are coming to ashram. We are missing Mother's darshan. He was very angry. All of a sudden, we see Champaglalji, whom I knew later on as Champaglalji. He was coming down of the staircase that is there in the meditation hall. And he asked us, is there anyone who has missed Mother's darshan? My brother said, we have not had Mother's darshan. So Champaglalaji said, "Come soon, mother is waiting for you." And that very word, that mother is waiting for you, made us really feel so grateful, so grateful. I just ran. And I climbed the staircase. I just turned where now there is that cling to truth. That line is there, cling to truth. I just stood there, and then on top there is one door. Near the door, in front of the door, a goddess was standing, dressed in white silk sari. Here there was a diamond crown. I only saw a goddess. Later on I called her Divine Mother, but at that time, that little girl really saw a heavenly goddess, really, a goddess. I ran and fell at mother's feet. Soft feet, rosy color. So, I don't know when mother lifted me up with her hands and kissed me on my forehead. Smiled, divine smile, divine smile. What a smile! I have seen mother so many times after that. But that was perhaps the day when my inner being found my divine mother. That was my first darshan of the mother.
Did she speak with you?
No, she didn't speak, but her smile was so sublime, so divine, I cannot express it with words. It's a matter of inner feeling.
Yes. What was your childhood like in the ashram when you returned?
Sorry, I didn't understand.
What was your childhood like in the ashram when you returned? What were your days like as a child? Studies, music, dance?
I did not return when I was a child. I returned and settled here when I was in my teens. I was 17 years old. From that 9 years, every year I used to come for darshan with my mother and brothers. And I used to have Mother and Shri Aurobindo's darshan. Then when I used to go back to Calcutta, because I was studying at Calcutta at that time. Then when I grew up, I was 17, something happened, and mother asked me, "This is your place, you have to come back." So, and she made it possible, and I came back when I was 17 years old. I was studying intermediate at Calcutta. I was a grown-up girl in my teens. So that was my first ashram life as such. Before that, I used to come as a visitor with my mother and brothers. It was 1951. I came and settled in the ashram with mother's instruction.
Now I read in your wonderful book, because this is a book that I think everyone who has been touched by Mother and Sri Aurobindo should read. For me, it is one of the most beautiful books I have ever read in the ashram. Living in the presence. It is very honest, beautifully written, simply written, with great devotion and great love for Sri Aurobindo and Mother. Shobha, you studied with Dilip Kumar Roy.
Yes, from the age of 10. When I was 10 years old, I used to learn dancing at Calcutta. So people in the ashram came to know that I was dancing, I was learning dancing and singing. So they requested my mother to have an informal gathering in our house.
Oh.
At that time there wasn't many programs in the ashram. Theatre hall was not there, hall of harmony was not there. So the atmosphere was very different. Some of them, including Nishikantoda, requested my mother to prepare a small program in our house, the house which was given to us for stay. For darshan time, they used to allot a house or rooms. So we had a small, comparatively bigger room where we had arranged this dance and music program. So at that time, at the age of 10, when I was doing this program, suddenly a very good looking man with golden dress, golden silk dress and a golden cap with specs and a Rudraksha garland here. He entered. I was singing then. In the middle of my singing, he said, "Where is Shobha? Where is Shobha? I have come to hear Shobha's singing. I have come to hear Shobha's dance. Where is Shobha?" Shobha is standing there. Shobha has no dress. Shobha is putting on only a frock and she is singing. So Dilip Roy entered. They offered him seat. He sat, he saw he told me, "Shobha, start again. I want to hear you." So I sang and then gave a short dance item. And when it was over, Dilipda told my mother, "I liked Shobha's voice very much. I had no instrument, nothing. Just with my voice I sang. Because we came as visitors, we didn't bring any instrument, musical instrument. So Dilip said that I will teach her singing. He told my mother, "Every time you come here, you send Shobha to my house and I'll teach her." So since then, since I was 10 years old, every time I used to come to ashram, I used to go to Dilipda to learn sing. And I was also learning music at Calcutta at that time already.
Can you tell us a little bit more about him personally?
Dilipda?
Yes.
Well, very, very charming personality. Very, very charming personality. Very affectionate. Lots of knowledge about music. Beautiful voice. Very, very beautiful voice. Well, I could not learn that much. I was very young then. But whatever I have learned, I remember his personality was very charming. Lots of love for Sri Aurobindo and the mother. Lots of love.
And so, you mentioned Nishikanto.
Yes, Nishikanto also I remember very well because he was very fond of me, I was very fond of him. Wonderful man and wonderful sadhak. Here I should say there is a difference between Dilipda's personality and Nishikantoda's personality. Dilipda was, very charming, humanly charming. I don't know whether I can make you understand what I mean by humanly charming. His talking, his gestures, he was very charming. Nishikantoda was just the opposite. Just the opposite. His eyes almost always half closed, as if in meditation. big, big eyes, but almost always half closed. And he used to live in that atmosphere, an atmosphere of meditation. As if he is seeing some vision or seeing something like that. This is my impression about Nishikanta. And I have seen him since his last days.
Oh.
Yes. I have made a CD also on Nishikanta singing. I mean, poetry. I have tuned them. Yes, there is it's called Kobi Nishikanta. As my homage to Nishikanta, I have done it. So wonderful poetry. I think after Rabindranath, in Bengal, I would consider Nishikanta as the second best poet of Bengal. Yeah, for me. Of course, like Kazi Nazrul Islam is also there. I cannot but mention his name. He was great, Kazi Nazrul Islam. But Nishikanta's poetry had something wonderful. On Mother and Aurobindo, in Bengali, I think, such wonderful poetry I don't hear.
And Harindranath Chattopadhyay?
I had no contact with him.
No contact?
No contact.
What about your dancing, Mother?
Yes, Mother used to like my dancing very much, very much. I did not expect that much from the Divine Mother, really telling you. I didn't expect such a great appreciation. Probably, Mother saw something different. Probably. She was very fond of my dancing, and I had learned from a great dance teacher. The great Kathak dancer, well-known Kathak dancer of India, Biju Maharaj, his brother, Shambhu Maharaj's one disciple. So he was very, very good. He had opened a school in Calcutta, but he used to come in our house to teach me. So that dance background was good. But what Mother saw may be something different. In later years, I felt that it's not only the classical dance which she appreciated. Whenever she spoke about my dance, she spoke something very different. That your whole body is very harmonious, your whole body dances when you perform. Something like this, I have even now a feeling that if I could open myself more to the Mother, perhaps some new dance form or new dance style would have. I could have received something new from the Mother, let me put it that way. But I was always very fond of some persons like Minidi and my other teachers. I used to value their opinion very much. But sometimes we have to hear only our inner being and nobody else. That I learned much later, not at that age. At that age, my admiration for these people who used to tell me many things. You dance well, but you are always looking for something new. I couldn't tell them that this new thing is coming from the Mother. It is not there in me. I have learned classical thing. How is this new thing coming to me? But I was so fond of them and I used to have such great regards towards all of them, especially Minidi. Minidi, the main singer of Shulina's composition, female singer, rather his sister. Like that, I have lost lots of chants.
You have danced many times in front of the mother.
Yeah, many times. And each time she used to praise, a lot. And I used to wonder, why is she praising so much? Even my programs. Once I wondered, why is mother telling so much about my program? I am not satisfied with the program. This is going on, when mother is talking to me about my program. Within me, I am just wondering, why is mother telling so much? I am not satisfied with the program. But then I asked her, Mother, what did you see in my program which pleased you so much? Then what I have written it in my book. Then what she said was something like this, that something, your inner thing was coming out. It was spontaneous. That is what probably mother wanted in singing in that Narad. You must have had also mother's contact with the mother. She wanted always, as the new age was coming, today at the age of 80, I am running 80 now. At this age, I feel that world has plenty of beautiful things, lots of classical things, no doubt about it. But that classical thing has its time. The classical is well established. Now I have a strong feeling that the new age which is coming, which is before us, in every little field, in every little movement in our life, we should try to remember that age, that new consciousness which is coming, and express it through music, dance, sports, speech, thoughts, aspiration, everything. This I feel very, very strongly now.
And I'm grateful to hear you say this. He has a line in Savitri, ever to the new and the unknown press on. And it is this new music that has to come.
Yeah.
New forms of dance.
It's not easy, Narada. It is not easy at all to establish or to bring out anything new. It is not easy.
Yes.
I am trying. How much have I succeeded? Very little. Practically nothing. It is very difficult. One has to really give up the other side completely in order to become at least open to the new consciousness. This is my feeling.
In your book, you talked about a darshan of Mahadeva.
Yes.
Could you tell us a little?
I was very fond of Mahadeva. He was my God before I came in contact with Aurobindo. He was my God. So one day, after having Aurobindo's darshan, I used to get up very early at Calcutta, and I used to do little meditation or walk up and down on the terrace. Very early morning, it has a very beautiful atmosphere, early morning. So one day I saw that figure of Mahadev, with that jata and wonderful face and wonderful face. And he was just standing and looking at me like that. And when I wrote to mother said there is some truth in Shobha's vision. She said that. So I saw that wonderful Mahadev standing before me. And when I saw Sri Aurobindo, somehow, I felt this is my Mahadev now.
Mm-hmm.
This is my Shiva now.
And you had a very powerful and difficult experience with this Bhairavi?
Yeah. That Bhairavi is... Mother saved me. She saved me. Otherwise, I don't know what would have happened with that tantric, they have got tremendous power.
Yes.
They have tremendous power.
I have experienced it.
I see.
in the way you did also.
I see.
Much the same, yes.
Terrible.
Wanting to break us from Mother and Sri Aurobindo.
Oh.
Yes. Can you tell us about the last darshan of Sri Aurobindo?
I never believed that Sri Aurobindo would leave his body. So this was not in my mind at all that it can ever be my last darshan. I did not know. Only I noticed there was some difference in his, what shall I say, in his grace. Every time when I used to go to Sri Aurobindo and I looked at his eyes, my whole body used to be charged with as if gallons and gallons of peace have been, poured on my body. Such wonderful peace. That was there from quite some time. And my mother, even when I was young, my mother used to tell, after having Sri Aurobindo and Mother's darshan, just come home and lie down. If you can, sleep. Otherwise, don't talk to people. We didn't talk at home. At home, on the darshan day, we did not talk. Very little. That my mother used to insist. So, that day, when I was going, you have seen how we used to go for darshan.
Yes.
There's a file, a line going on. I was in the line. And in that middle room, where now the pictures, photographs of Sri Aurobindo and the Mother are kept. And there is a chair just near the door where Mother used to give blessings. Yes. That big room I am talking. I was following the line and there Mother and Sri Aurobindo were sitting for darshan. The next room. When I was passing, I was going forward, I peeped like that to see whether I can see Sri Aurobindo or Mother. I think I peeped on the right and Sri Aurobindo was there. Sri Aurobindo was sitting this side and Mother was sitting this side. As I peeped, I saw Sri Aurobindo looking at me. I was quite behind the line, at least 4 or 5 persons were before me. But I saw Sri Aurobindo was looking at me. I saw. It may be my imagination or it may not be true, but I saw. Definitely I saw Sri Aurobindo looking at me. So already, that look was so fascinating, so divine. Each time that look came, we were a different person. Even for a moment, we were a different person. So same thing happened to me, With that calmness, I followed the line. And when I stood before Sri Aurobindo, he went on looking at my eyes. I felt it was much, much longer than usual. Usually he used to glance only once. One glance and over, next person. Again one glance, next person. Like that fast he used to go. I mean, smiling, I have never seen Sri Aurobindo smiling. But just sitting austere, divine like this and glancing. That day, I felt for quite some time he concentrated on my eyes. I also couldn't turn my eyes because he was looking at me. I looked at him. And that experience, as I told you, that calm, calm, peace, peace in my whole being. Such a marvelous peace. It happened quite some time. I cannot tell you really how long it continued, but it happened for some time. And my mind was thinking, should I move? Because the line is stopped. Should I move or should I stop? No, Sri Aurobindo is looking at me. How can I move? This is going on in the mind. Then once he just closed his eyes like this and perhaps a little nod like this, and to indicate that your time is over. So I came out. I came out and sat in the meditation hall. How long I cannot tell you. For a very long time. I was just charged with his presence. Then came home and told my mother everything. That today's darshan was very, very special, mother. I don't know why it happens. Why it happened like that. This is the first time I am seeing Sri Aurobindo concentrating on me like that. My mother said, don't talk. Don't say this to anybody. Just go to sleep. Go to rest. And think of him, meditate. This is what I did. And then it was, I think, November darshan. It was November darshan. We went back to Calcutta, and on 5th of December, I heard on the radio that Sri Aurobindo passed away. That day, when I heard this, I felt probably it was my last physical darshan of Sri Aurobindo. Probably. That's why he has graced me, blessed me. That's all, Narad.
From what I have read in your book, your mother must have been a very special person. Could you tell us a bit about your mother?
Very special person. By nature she was a very special being. Always in her mundane life, talking very little, never criticizing anybody. No quarrel with anybody. I have never seen mother quarreling or scolding even us, our children. No scolding. Something which she did not like, she will explain once. Second time, if we don't do it, we used to feel guilty, you know. She had such personality. And very devoted. And in my case, in my life, my mother has played a great, great role. If my mother was not there, I don't know whether I could cross those hurdles. Really, they were hurdles for me. And she was always by my side, fighting with my father. And
you said very devoted to mother.
very devoted to mother. So, Narad,
I want to ask you about a very interesting aspect of your life when you were supposed to get married.
my father had 3 sons, one after the other. And he wanted a daughter. And when the daughter came, he wanted to, give her all the things she wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing he wanted was that daughter, who was so dear to my father, should get married and settle in life with the best of possibilities. Best of possibilities that he has in his hand, my father.
Mm-hmm.
And for a father, the best thing is to get the daughter married with some good person, good family, educated man, etc., etc. He thought that was the aim of life, the best thing that he could give to his daughter. So, after Sri Aurobindo's passing, when we went back to Calcutta, my mother came to know from him that he has already arranged my marriage. So that was a tremendous time, Narad. Tremendous struggle, because one side, before I went to Calcutta, mother told me very clearly, don't get married. You are a very emotional person and there is some truth in your emotion. So once you get married, you won't be able to come out of that life because of probably my sincerity of feeling. But your place is here. Don't get married. Don't get married. She really said it many times. And this could happen only because my mother was there by my side. Of course, my destiny, I should say, it was my destiny. And not that I disliked it. But at that time I didn't think of coming and settling in the ashram, nothing. I used to love mother very much. We didn't have so much contact with Shri Aurobindo, but what we knew was the mother. Whom you knew was the mother. We were very fond of mother. She was all in all for us. So, when that marriage thing came, one struggle perhaps I must tell for my younger sisters who will be probably after years listening to me, listening to this talk.
Yes.
One thing, I did not publish it in Bengali because I was very hesitant to publish this.
Yeah.
But then in English I have published it. It is this. I was 16 years old when this marriage proposal came. It came with all the human successful possibilities. Everything that a girl can desire or have. All human success, all human possibilities. The in-law side and the man who was going to get married with me, etc., etc. All the human successful possibilities were there. That was one side of me waiting. And I still remember that experience I had, that thing, that successful life, that successful future is going on tempting me. See, you have everything. Just accept it. You have everything. And I still remember that wonderful Divine Mother's face, Shobha, in this life you have come to do something else. Don't get married. Follow me and follow the new life that is waiting for you. This I want to tell that to all my sisters who go through this. There may be many girls who go through this turmoil. That one has to choose. One has to choose.
Yes.
Whether you choose this path or that path will determine your future. Whether with my mother's help or with Divine Mother's grace. Fortunately, I had chosen. And today, at this age, I feel I have chosen the right path. Whether I could do justice to my inner aspiration fully well or not, I do not know. Maybe some other life will be required to fulfill that. That doesn't matter. But today I am here at the feet of Aurobindo and the Mother. I have that is my almost one unique aspiration in life now. And I feel I have not done anything wrong.
So, it must have been very difficult for your father.
Yeah. For my father it was very difficult.
Because he had all these plans.
And he didn't have this mother, he did not see mother as divine, no? He didn't see mother as divine. He didn't see Aurobindo as, what shall I say, an avatar. I call him an avatar. A god.
Yes.
He didn't feel that sort of urge to come to them, what we felt, my mother, myself, my brother. Anyway, I feel that it was a wonderful life here in the ashram.
How was the marriage thing resolved?
Well, Narad, let us not speak. It resulted in a human way. So let us not speak about it, about the man, because he...
No, but I mean, you were all right after...
Yeah, but he was not all right.
Said. No, of course not.
The man who
Yes.
had already fallen in love with me. This thing did not happen in my case.
I understand.
So there is a great difference, you see.
Surely.
He ruined his life. But I don't want to speak to these things.
I did want to ask you about someone who is very special to me. Because when I first came, Jyoti Priya told me, you will be under Prithvi Singh's wing. And you worked for Prithvi Singh.
Yeah.
What did you do with him, for him?
Well, he...
Wasn't he nearly blind?
Fully blind.
Fully blind.
Almost, yes.
But I'm told that he wrote out the Life Divine, or typed it.
All that I don't
I've
know.
heard that. Yes, I've heard that. So what was your work for him?
I used to work in publication department with his daughter. Suprabha used to work with me.
Yes.
And we had a very nice time. Nothing very, very special.
Did you have any very special contacts with the elder sadhaks, Nalini or Amrita?
With Nalini, very much.
Oh.
Very, very much.
Few people say that.
Very much.
I see. Can you tell us a little bit about?
Nalini, yes. He was also a great help in my life. Great help. And he was great. in my opinion, I feel after Sri Aurobindo and the mother, humanly the person whom I would know as really a realized man was Aurobindo. But of course, I did not know Champaklalji or Nirodha or Puraniji or Amal Kiran. I was a student of Amal Kiran. But that much intimacy I never had with these people, I cannot say. But Nolinida's consciousness, Nolinida's knowledge, Nolinida's behavior showed to me that he is not a human being.
I see.
Very great, very great. Nolinida.
What did Mother tell you about quieting the mind?
That she asked me to try, go on trying. And I tried. Whatever I could do, I have done. There is no end to this sort of sadhana, this sort of effort. You have to go on doing. And she wanted me to try. Each time I had some turmoil, some difficulty, some problem, I tried to quieten my mind, especially when it was concerning others. And that helped a lot. That did help. What Mother said, quietening the mind, trying to quieten the mind. It helped.
Did you correspond much with her, or did you have more freer access to see her physically?
Not much freer access. Like many others, I did not have that much contact with the mother physically. I had a few which I have written down in my book. There are many others in the ashram who had much more contact than I had. Much, much more. That physical contact I did not have so much. But whatever I had was a very precious contact for me.
Yes.
Whatever I had. Because from my first darshan day, I knew she was the divine. She was the divine mother. She was not human. So, and she used to help me whenever I had some problem. She used to help me inwardly, as she is helping us now, to all of us.
Yes.
I suppose. She is there. Shri Aurobindo is there.
Thank you, Shobha. I hope we can have one more session because there's so much in your book. But I think this is a good time for us to...
Narad, this is enough. There will be many others from whom you will get plenty of materials.
Arvind would like to ask you something.
I would like to put some questions to you, Shobhaji. So, when you came over ashram, so where did you study or did you take up work directly? Where did you work and how you took up music?
Sorry?
When you came over to ashram, did you study here or you started doing work?
No, I was studying and doing work as well.
How did
This is how Mother determined my life. When she saw me after I came and settled here in 1951, she saw me and she said that you were studying in Calcutta. I said, yes, Mother, I was studying in Calcutta. Now you will study here also. So she arranged, she said, you go to Shishir. I came in the middle of the year, 15th of June, I came here. This was happening on 16th June when I went to Mother. So Mother arranged, she asked me, do you know Shishir? Shishir will arrange one English teacher for you and I will arrange one French teacher for you. This year you do only these two subjects. Next year you join the school, join the normal classes. So she arranged. I was doing some special subjects. I was studying here then. But she said that in the afternoon, our classes used to be in the morning. Only I think Shishita's history class was in the afternoon. Otherwise, all my classes were in the morning. No, Niruddha's class was in the afternoon also. Whenever I had class in the afternoon, I did not go to Pritisingda. Otherwise, mother told that from 1:30 to 4 you will work with Pritisingda. That also mother's, given by the mother. Yeah, to work with Pritisingda. So 1:30 to 4 o'clock I used to work with Pritisingda in the Pritisingda in publication department. Sometimes typing, sometimes making, lots of work. Lots of work.
And how do you take up music as in charge? Music section.
Take up music in charge. I did not take up. It was given to me. I was doing music from Calcutta. I was learning music when I was 6 years old. I started learning. Up to 17 years I had learnt in a big school, very good school. There I got the proper grounding. And when I came here, no classical teacher was there at that time. Dilipda was there and mother asked me to go to Shahnadi. So I was learning Dilipda and Shahnadi. That is why probably my interest, more interest is for mother and Shri Aurobindo's things, even now, you know. Not so much for classical.
Yes.
And I felt also from within that that's my aspiration, to do more mother and Shri Aurobindo's things. Something which makes me feel them, makes me think of them, that sort of music I wanted. So musically that was the way that I was doing with Dilipda and Shahnadi. When suddenly, in which year I cannot tell you, one day I went to mother for darshan and she told me that I want to start a music section here. You see what you can do. First of all, I did not believe my ears when mother told me. I was quite young then. So then again, when she repeated that I don't have any room now, I will tell Kirit, whenever there is room, it will be given to you for the classes. Do you have any place at home? You can take the classes. When she went on repeating classes, music classes, then I said that I have heard correctly that she wanted music section. Otherwise, I didn't believe that mother could ask me, you know. And why did she do it and all that I don't know. I went. But it came like that from the mother, and then I tried to develop it.
I have to ask you this.
As much
and
as I could.
that is about Om.
About Om.
About Om and mother's saying Om to you, and also about the airport. If you could tell us a little bit about that, how you did that.
Om came, with the mother. Om with the mother came when one day I was very much disturbed, suffering. I went on shedding tears, and mother saw that I couldn't speak. Once for 1st December, she had chosen some of us for reciting Shri Aurobindo's poems. that poem, Ascent and Descent, wonderful poem. So, 4 of us were reciting, and I was just a beginner in the ashram at that time. I knew only mother and Nalinida, nobody else. I didn't have friends, I didn't have any such intimacy with anybody else. So, all the time I cannot go to talk to mother. Whatever I need, I cannot talk to her or ask her. So, this went on. Why did I tell you this?
That the 4 of you were singing.
Ascent and Truth. You did the 1st December, no? You were...
that poem.
Right.
That poem of Shobha Mitra, right. So, one day I asked mother was asking rather, first she asked me, what are you doing for 1st December? I said, Mother, you have chosen this poem for us and Normanda is teaching us. Norman Dowsett was given the charge. Mother gave Normanda the charge of teaching us how to recite the poem. Actually, I was going to Normanda. But suddenly I felt that I will ask Mother to read once. I will hear how Mother reads. Then I'll be able to practice more. At that time I was absolutely innocent and stupid. Whatever came, I used to ask Mother. That Mother had so much responsibility in the ashram, she had so much work. All that was not in my mind. So I just innocently asked her, and fortunately, with her grace, I got yes. And she called me one day, she read out, and then she asked me, you read now. I read. She corrected some way. And then I don't remember whether I asked her or she asked me to come again. And she showed me quite a few times. This was one of the days when I had to recite to Mother this Ascent. The first few lines of this poem, Shobha Mitra's poem Ascent, I had to recite. So, that day I was supposed to recite to Mother, preparing what corrections she made. I had to show her. But when I went, my eyes were full of tears. I couldn't speak. She asked me, when she asked, I started weeping more. She saw that it was not possible to recite, or whatever it is. She said, come, let us chant Om. My God, what an opportunity. Let us chant Om. Then she chanted Om. If at that time we had such facilities that we have now, Narad, of recording the world would have known what divine voice is. My God. Om, as if all the walls of the room is vibrating, My God. Oh, what strength, what power. And it's not only the outer power, no, it is the hidden power of the divines. It was wonderful. Om.
And she told you something.
Then next time, no, after that she said that I am chanting, you repeat. So one day I did that also. And she has said certain things, no? I have given the...
one of them was, if anything goes wrong,
you chant Om. And it does disappear. If not, disappear, at least I know how to control myself.
One last question that has intrigued me for so long. To Savitri with love.
Yeah, Narad, I don't know. I cannot say anything about it.
I understand.
It is just
it's
a
beyond
grace.
human understanding.
no human will understand and should not try to understand with human mind.
Yes.
This is what I have felt. And whenever anybody asks me, I said, I don't know.
Yes.
It is a grace which has come to me. Why it has come, Mother alone knows.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
Champuglaji said Mother had never ever gave this name to anybody. Mother has never gave this name to anybody. So why it came to me, I do not
Did
know.
she write it in a book?
Yes, the
in
book
Savitri?
is there. Huh?
In Savitri?
No,
No.
not in Savitri.
Not in Savitri.
Sri Aurobindo on himself and on the Mother.
Ah, okay.
In that book it is there. If you want to see, I can show
I would
you.
love to see.
Before
Love to see.
I finish.
We should also have that on video. Yes. Could you lastly tell us about the story of the airport and how you went to sing Om? And how you sang Om when at the function? Because that is so powerful.
Yeah, it was very powerful. We were asked to go and inaugurate the Pondicherry airport. Mother was not there physically at that time. I don't know who asked me, maybe Kirit Bhai or who, or Nalinida, I don't remember. It was in 80s, no? Sometime in 80s.
Yes, it was.
Amal was there. Amal actually contacted us from Amal will be able to tell you.
He only told us to ask Shobha about her experience.
About the singing.
They never went outside ashram, so first time they came and sang in public.
Actually, Arvind, that was not my first time in going out. I went even when Mother was there. Fortunately, whenever some invitation or request came to Mother for some program, like Shri Aurobindo's centenary or many other programs, Mother's birthday or some special program, she used to ask me, Mother used to ask me to go. I have been to different places of Pondicherry. But Mother did not like us to go out and perform. And I have never done it. Whenever she asked me, I did go. And before this airport, I had been this India and Her Future, which is a very famous composition of mine. Now it has become very famous because I have taken Mother's and Shri Aurobindo's quotations on India. Somehow, I think with her grace, it has become very successful. First one part is the India as today, not as today as it was yesterday. Today, many changes are there. Then in her future, India's future. So that future, really Mother worked on me to bring out such wonderful quotations, lines of Shri Aurobindo and the Mother. I remember I used to sit with heaps of books, Mother's and Shri Aurobindo's, just to find out the right thing of India's future. And it has come out so well. It has come out so well, it is just her grace. But airport, when who came and told, I don't remember who actually asked me. It was Nalinida or Kirit Bhai, one of them. So I took Chinmay and myself, we were singing, the female voice, and Hari and
Shobha Mitra.
No. Hari and Joy Mitra. Joy. Harshit. He went. I got the picture. I said I will give it to Narad. I've got the picture of that. We are singing Om. It was Om, maybe followed by some shloka. which look I don't remember, but it was mainly Om chanting. And that open air, of airport, full of people. When the Divine wants, Divine makes us work. And probably the Divine wanted and we chanted. We had also wonderful experience of wonderful. I was thinking of mentioning it in my book, that it is one of my experiences, one of the experiences when I felt really some other power, some other presence catching hold of us and making us work. That Om was so powerful, so powerful. Chinmay also felt. And Hari is also wonderful in these things.
Can you chant a little bit of Om?
No, I won't. Not now.
Can you tell something about your contact with physical education in the ashram?
Physical education from 1952, I was a group member. I have followed all the group activities, athletics, gymnastics, all games.
What are your favorite items?
My favorite item was mainly freehand exercises, freehand reels. I have done that ball reel, which is there in the taken for Ashram's documentary, no? It is there, that ball reel. I am there. And then my gymnastics throws were my favorite. Hop step jump was my favorite. With hop step jump only I got this heart. Mother was sitting right in front at that time. Hop step jump, long jump, hammer. My hammer reports must be there even now. I was not very good at runs. But what else? Games, basketball. I was a very good scorer. In basketball. And what else? That's all I think. Mainly games and.
I want to thank you so much for a long,
very long, huh?
and blessed remembrances. Thank you, Shobha.
Right. Another thing. This is in Bengali. You won't be able to read. But I have been given an award for my book. The governor of Bengal gave it on 15th of August.
I see.
Keeping this one, this is in Bengali, how do they say, is the Aurobindo Puraskar 2013, delivered in Bengali, delivered to Shobha Mitra. Then it is given about. This one, mother, you can just read this one. It's a beautiful thing, Aurobindo Singh.
Aurobindo.